Okay, it's Thursday, June 8th, around noontime on the East Coast of the United States. Let me get the disclaimer out of the way. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research. And just want to get that disclaimer out of the way. So, just a quick word on Million Token and then the markets, SP500 and Bitcoin. What I'm doing, I haven't done a video in about 3 weeks. So, let's take a quick look at Million Token because I know most of the people watching here are just want to know about Million Token. So, it's at just below $2 right now, I think. Here's defined charting. It's been bouncing between like about a buck 70 to $2, but for the most part, it's at $2. And so that's defined. You see now Gate.io, it's $1.93. Good luck trying to buy there. Uniswap, $100 will get you 50.3, so it's $1.98 there. I think you could go up to $2,000 and then before the price gets above like $2. So now it's $2 and 0.00473 cents. So, if you're wanting to get like 1,000 tokens, it costs you about $2,000, which would push the price up to just above $2. So that's on Uniswap. This is Gate.io's balance. Gate.io has a wallet of 41,000. And, a lot of the stuff I see being bought and transferred is between Gate.io and these bots. So like if you look at 6 hours ago, it's going to a bot. Last day, bot. It's going out to there. All this is transfers going to bots. So, they're transferring it over to some address on Uniswap where they're selling, I guess, and then they're transferring it back to Gate.io. I think it's wash trading. So the most of the volume you see is just going back and forth with these bots, I think, in Gate.io. So I don't really see a lot of volume from like individual investors like ourselves. So I'm just still waiting on the sidelines. And then here we have Million Token and on Etherscan. So like in the last 24 hours, I see transfer, delegate, exit. I don't see a lot of buys and sells here. Execute here, a couple buys and sells perhaps, a bot here. Again, I don't see a lot of volume. And what do we have here? This is coin market cap, $1.95 there for Million Token. Coin Gecko, I'm surprised they don't have the Million Token logo up here. It was working at one point. I don't know why it's not loading now. But the overview, we can take a quick look at that if my website loads up. And past 24 hours up 4.2%, 7 days 2.7%, 14 days up 5.9%. I mean, it was down for a while and then it's come up to $2 just fairly recently. But if you go to click on markets, and you could see the 24-hour volume is low. Like on Gate.io, it's $6,000, but I think that's all wash trading. It's got to be. Pancake Swap, there's like nothing, $9. And Quick Swap, Polygon Network, you've got $100. It's really nothing. And then you go down to, let's see if we can find Ethereum on Uniswap. You've got $689. Another 179 here for Pancake Swap too. So, speaking about Pancake Swap, Binance is going to be running into trouble and they're going to get scrutinized for their BNB chain or Binance Smart Chain. I wouldn't want to have any of my Million Token on that chain. So if you're just hodling on Binance Smart Chain, I would consider, migrating your Million Token over to the Ethereum network. It'll cost you, last I done it months ago, it cost me 4 Million Token, which is only like $8 in fees. So it'll be deducted off your balance. Just something to keep in mind. I don't think it'll, anything bad will happen to Binance anytime soon. If they go to court, it could take years, like, Ripple's taking for years going through the litigation, unless there's some fallout and, Binance has problems. But let's take a quick look at, the SP500 first. So, here on the left is the dot-com bubble, and then around 2008 we had the housing bubble. If you go to the high to low with the fib charts, it couldn't break above that 0.65 fib level or above that white moving average. And in the housing bubble, same thing. It couldn't break above that moving average, and which is around the the 0.65 level. So if we go over here to where we currently are, we are currently above that moving average, which is great news. But we aren't above the 0.65 level, and I think there's still some. I think the stock market's still too risky for me. I'm perfectly happy sitting on Bitcoin as my main investment. What else is there? We got looks like a good golden cross here on the MACD on the weekly, which looks bullish to me. I mean, if I'm just looking at the charts look pretty good for the stock market. I think I heard the report that inflation could be down as low as 3% for core inflation come December by the end of the year, which is great. If that's the case, the stock market I think could rally higher. I think it was looking good now above the moving average. It'll look better if it's above that 0.65%. And it'd be really good if it made a new high above, 43.25, 43.26. I like to see a new high and then close above it and then find support and then go up. Then, I think, we could be off to, the races. I still think the market could go sideways all the way through the end of the year. But if, the rally starts early, great. So we've got a Fed meeting. We'll see if they raise rates next week on the 14th, I think. I think 80% of the market or people, the probability is that they won't raise rates. And then they might raise rates in July, I think is a good probability. But we'll just see that when it happens. It's too far out in advance. The Bitcoin CME, there's that gap down here at 20,000. But, my last time I did a video, I showed you where my buys were, my limit orders for buys. And I was hoping to get support on this 21 weekly EMA or the exponential ribbon on the weekly. And, that's what happened exactly. So if I zoom in here, you can get a closer look on this. We came just about to the bottom of the exponential ribbon. We wicked down a little bit below the 21 weekly moving average here. And we also wicked down below the 200-day moving average there, which is, historically a good bull or bear market indicator. We wicked down below it, and now we seem to be back above it. The worst could be behind, but I did get 3 limit orders filled between $24,400 and $25,800. I'll just throw that up real quick. The white lines are ones that weren't filled. Because I had buy orders all the way down to the bottom of this thing and maybe a little bit below. Just throwing them out there, hoping that I'm just going fishing for low prices basically. So, but I did get three limit orders filled. And my plan hasn't really changed much. If the SEC suing Binance and Coinbase, I mean, there's really not much more they can do to scare the markets. Gary is making his own rules as he goes along. He's trying to enforce it with fines and stuff. And he was said in the past he wasn't even sure if the SEC had even the regulatory powers to govern crypto exchanges. Box mining came out with that recently. And so, we'll see what happens with the case with Ripple. And the only thing I think can bring the markets down is if, Fed Powell raises rates because inflation isn't coming down. But it looks like it's coming down. It might take, another 5 or 6 months to get to 3% or so. But I think, inflation's coming down. It may be coming down, but I don't think prices are going to return to where they were a year or two ago. So keep that in mind too. Your purchasing power is kind of being eroded away, which is another reason why, if inflation is high, asset prices should go up because there's, limited supply. So, the thing that's driving the stock market is just a few tech companies out of the whole SP500. NVIDIA is, a big one, but they're in a bubble of like a PE ratio of over 200. So, it's not looking good, even though the numbers are kind of looking good, chart wise, but it's kind of crazy out there. So my strategy hasn't changed. I'm still sitting on some buy orders down here. I think my strategy will change is if we make a new higher high and find support and we continue to go up, then I will probably cancel some of my really low limit orders here and start, buying DCAs or the dips. But, I'll talk about that if that comes around. I still don't, it wouldn't surprise me if we roll over here and make new lower lows. If Game of Trades has had a video the other day, his philosophy was, the stock market's still too risky. If you look at the fundamentals, it doesn't really make sense why the market's kind of making new highs right now. So we still have these gaps down here in the SP500. I don't know if they're going to get filled. I don't know if that gap's going to get filled on the Bitcoin CME gap at 20,000. But if it does, I will have cash aside to buy the dip and I will hold it out. Eventually, something's going to break and the Fed is going to have to reverse course and print money. They're going to print money already, right? The debt ceiling, they don't have a ceiling anymore for a while. So they're gonna, I think they're gonna have to print money, which would be good for Bitcoin. It's always been good for Bitcoin when the Fed prints money. So those are my updates on Million Token, Bitcoin, and the stock market. If you like this content, give me a like, subscribe, comment down below, and please share. Have a good day, everyone. Bye-bye.